Good morning, my dear friends. Stefan Hager is my name. I'm going to read with you in 2021 summer from Murray about Paul. They wanted to kill him, he was arrested, and now he's defending himself. Injiil, the Bible, Acts 21 from verse 37 onwards, all the way to 22, verse 5. Read with me, Bible, in your own translation, that Paul asked the commander for permission to speak, and now he is defending himself. Verse 37. The soldiers were about to take Paul into the fort. Then he asked the commander, "May I say something to you?" "Do you speak Greek?" he replied. "Aren't you the Egyptian who turned some of our people against their leaders? Didn't you lead 4,000 terrorists into the desert some time ago?" What a misconception they have about Paul. It was about time for him to speak himself. Paul answered, "I am a Jew from Tarsus in Cilicia." This is in probably today's Turkish-Syrian border. "I am a citizen of a Roman." A Roman citizen. Of an important city. "Please let me speak to the people." Wouldn't you and I like to speak ourselves if somebody has bad accusations against us? To pull us apart for his political advantage, for money? What do you think, my dear friend? The commander told him he could, so speak up for yourself. Paul stood on the steps and he mentioned to the crowd. When all of them were quiet, he spoke to them in the Aramaic language. So Paul spoke Greek, he spoke Hebrew, he knew Latin, he spoke Aramaic. He was a scholar of the Old Testament. He was a Jew, he was a Pharisee. Look what it says now here. Chapter 22 we are entering now, where it says, "Brothers and fathers," Paul began, "listen to me now. I want to speak up for myself." When they heard that he was speaking to them in Aramaic, they became very quiet. Why did they become quiet? Because he spoke their own language, their mother tongue. So let's see on this next page. Paul said, "I am a Jew," verse 3. "I was born in Tarsus in Cilicia, but I grew up here in Jerusalem. I was well trained by Gamaliel in the law of our people. I wanted to serve God as much as any of you do today. I heard the followers of the way of Jesus." What is the way of Jesus, my dear friend? The Jesus movement of the first century. It came out of Judaism. They didn't call us people Christians until in the 11th chapter of Acts, when in Antioch they were first called Christians. But they were described as the way of Jesus, where Jesus in John's Gospel, the Injiil, when he says, "I'm the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me." So these were the people who believed in Jesus and followed him. They were called the people of the way of Jesus. So he sent many of them to their death. "I sent many of them to their death," Paul says. "I arrested men and women. I threw them into prison. The high priest and the whole council can give you witness of this." So this was not long before that, some years before that. Paul was a persecutor. So the high priests and all the people who were there in the Jewish council, they would still remember all the stories. Paul was the one responsible for the death of Stephen, Stephen was the first martyr in chapter 6 and chapter 7 of the book we read together. So Paul was responsible. I even had some official letters they had written to their friends in Damascus. So I went there to bring these people as prisoners to Jerusalem to be punished. And then Paul goes on to tell, we read next time, how he met Jesus personally. The Lord Jesus Christ, Hazrat Isa al-Masih. Paul met him personally on the way to Damascus, Syria. We read tomorrow when he tells that part of his testimony. So I wish you a nice day.